Welcome back, guys, to more Broken Arrow. Did I say Warno? I said Borno, I think, in my previous videos. But yeah, welcome back to Broken Arrow. We're going to be looking at the last specialization that is in the game right now, the VDV Brigade. On the Russian side, we've gone through all of the other ones individually. And what I plan to do after this is also release maybe 2 up to 4 videos max, where I discuss some of the specializations in combination with each other. Maybe I'll do 1 for each side, just to keep it simple, you know, because you kind of want to build your own deck as well. And then we'll do more when the game is out. So VDV Recon has a lot. So we have the VDV Ras-Cal 5-man team with an RPG that you probably haven't heard of at all before in any of the other specializations. So the RPG 7D3. Very, very close range RPG. Decent damage though. But yeah, this guy is just a recon. It doesn't really, you know, if you need to use that thing, you're not having a good time. Then we do have a sniper team that can laser designate. You have a T5000, really good range on this thing, of course. You have an SVDK, which is beautiful, a beautiful gun to have. Where is that thing? Over there on the left. And the sniper gun is over here. It's really nice. But you can also upgrade this to a suppressed loadout, which gives you more stealth. Not in this case, but it gives you like less detection chance when you do engage. Now VDV Spetsnaz, these guys are awesome. They have the burr, so the thermobaric launcher, or you can change it into the RPG-16, which is a good range, 700 meters range. Not insane pen though, but if you get some side shots, these guys will clap. And they can also laser designate, but only if you get the RPG-16, so keep that in mind. We have the Rheostat. This is just a recon vehicle which can be upgraded in its optical range, and it can laser designate things as well. Sarmat Cord can be changed into a Sarmat with a minigun, AGS-30, or Metis launcher. And these are actually kind of nuts. Having these spawn in the beginning and just rush the roads that the enemy might take, very powerful to have. Now the Typhoon VDV can also be upgraded in a similar way, but in this case with an autocannon, which is absolutely insane. Having the 30mm on there is really, really fun. And in terms of recon drones, we have the 4-post, which can be given thermobaric bombs or Cornet ATGMs, which also can laser designate, or the Orion, which has much better optical range, and with upgrades, it gets 500 meters more range, and it can be given small bombs that are either HE or thermobaric, or you get ATGMs on both the outer and the inner pylons. The Vickers are actually really powerful, so if you know, 4 Vickers, that's pretty dang good. Now in the infantry tab, we have some decent infantry in the VDV Brigade. So we have the VDV AGS-30. It's a 5-man squad with 2 big grenade launchers. Not that bad at all. We have the VDV with 2 RPG-7Vs. You know, short range but decent pen on this thing. Yeah, the VDV itself does not have the best infantry, so you kind of want to combine it with probably motorized or something, so you get some more. But maybe actually, I mean, we'll kind of go through this later, but coastal is a good one to combine it with, or even mechanized. But yeah, we also have VDV Igla, so just different variants of the VDV in this case. One with grenade launchers, one with RPGs, one with Iglas, which are fire and forget, decent range, 2k, or VDV Cornets, which can be upgraded to a Cornet M for more damage. So instead of 1000 mil heat, you actually get 1200mm heat, which is insane. Or we have the Cornet Metis, which is a short range or medium range ATGM. So Metis M with a 800 meters or 1000 meters range and 800 mil heat can be upgraded to 1200 meters range and 900 mil heat. Vehicle tab, we do actually have a good amount of vehicles here. So BMD2, imagine actually combining this with motorized. Then you have all of these different types of vehicles. That's kind of nice. Yeah, the BMD2 can be given smoke pods. It is airdroppable as well, and the weapon can be changed to include Conqueror's ATGMs or Cornets. So the main difference: Conqueror 1600 meters, 750, Cornet 1800 meters, 1200, which is absolutely insane. If you get like 2 or 3 of these, 5 at the same tank at the same time, that is gonna blast it. We also have BMD4. Nothing really can be changed except the armor. You can up armor it a little bit, but it has Arcan ATGMs, which are decent. 750 mil heat pen. Not that bad at all. And it has the 100mm cannon that the BMD3 has as well. Or the BMP3. The BTRD is an infantry transport, 10-man cedar. Can be given the cord and a grenade launcher. It's just a good infantry transport. Can also be airdropped, which is very useful if you do want to have a vehicle with your parachuting infantry in case you do need to get away from there. Another transport is this one, the BTR MDM Rakusha, 15-seater. Can be given an anti-air gun, upgraded variant, or one with also igloos. That is controlled by a computer, apparently. So it's a decent transport for sure. Now BTR RD robots, now this one has ATGMs, so either the Cornet with 1000 mil heat or the Cornet M with 1200. Really useful actually for only 60 points. You get a very powerful ATGM launcher. And I think these cheap but powerful units are definitely gonna be used quite often in the game. We have a Screzhet. This also is an infantry transport, so you can put 10 people in this and have anti-air capabilities. So either the ZSU or the ZU-23 regular one, or the 2M1, which gives you 100 meters more range, or also the one with igloos. Cornet D1, this is a really fun one. You can upgrade this to having 2 Cornet launchers, which is awesome. Or you get the Cornet plus better optics, so it's kind of a trade-off here. Do you want good optics and less missiles or less launchers, or better optics or less optics and better launcher? Sprut D, this is an air parachutable, like I would say, tank hunter. That's how I like to use these. It has Imvar ATGMs, which are really good, really powerful. 125mm cannon. I mean, it's really good. If you get 2 or 3 of these against one tank, you can like get to the side. That is going to do some damage. You can also change its weapon to the Sprut SDM. If we just look at the simple overview, it increases the kinetic penetration of the main ammo. 375 to 425. Now support, not that much. We have a mortar, which is really fast, so 82mm mortar launcher. It has smoke rounds, which is great. If you really like to use smoke, mostly, you can get also mostly smoke, so 24 smoke rounds instead, which is probably what I would do with these. We also have a Nona, 120mm, so this is what I would use as an actual, fire support. You can also have laser gather rounds on this thing, which is really good, and it increases the range as well by getting the Nona SM. And last but not least, we have the Kamaz, the legendary truck, 14-man cedar, also can carry some supplies, but really not that much, but it's mainly a transport. Now helicopter, we have a lot, of course. This is the airborne, so we're gonna have a lot to play with here. Ka-52, on the outer pylons we can give it igloos, middle pylons we can give it rockets, attack ATGMs or Vickers, which are much better, of course, better range, I was gonna say, but it doesn't seem to change it. The speed, I believe, is a big factor here. No, really? Let's compare it. Why is there no visible difference in this case? I guess we gotta look at the simplistic overview here. Or am I just blind? It doesn't seem to affect any of the ranges. That is so odd. 1800, 950, 330. So 1800, 950, 330 on the Vickers. 1800, 950, 330 on the attackers. So it really does not seem to matter in this case. So get whichever one you want. I would just get the attackers then for 10 points cheaper. And on the inner pylons, gun pods, rockets, rockets. Maybe I'm missing something, but let me know down in the comments if I am missing. So on the Mi-24PN, it's it can be a very good fire support vehicle. I like to use these exactly for that reason. So I will give it some rockets on both the port and starboard, but I'm putting the gun pods on this thing. So for 150 points, you have a really good helicopter killer with these, and also fire support. But if you really want to go crazy, you can put some rockets on that. Mi-26, a big ass transport heli, so 85 seats on this thing. But mainly it's a 20-ton transporter, which is nuts. It's insane. Mi-28 Mchl, really good tank killer. That's how I like to use these, but it's also really good against infantry with the Elmore HE missiles. which are really powerful against infantry. They're also top attack, so they can do some damage against vehicles as well. But yeah, it depends really how you like to use these. I like to use them for that reason as well, but I also like to use the Vicar 80 gems. And this is also 1800 meters, 950 heats pen, so keep that in mind. But you can also turn this into an air-to-air, so it really depends what you want to use it for. But the Elmers are really powerful, so you could get like 4 Elmers, and then maybe a combination of Vicars, Iglas, and Elmers. So you have a little bit of everything. So 2 Elmers, get 6 Vicars, 4 Elmers, 6 Vicars, and 4 Iglas. So you know, that's a good amount of weapons there. Mi-35M can also be upgraded quite a bit, so you can give it better countermeasures. You can give it rockets or ATGMs on the starboard side. Port side, you can give it rockets or anti-air missiles, which is really fun. The 4 Iglas, for example. And on the inner pylons, you can put the gun pods or some rockets. But this is what I would go for. Although the rockets are definitely not a bad idea either. So quite relatively cheap helicopters for what you can do with them. We have a transport heli, 21-seater Mi-8 with 300 or 3000 carry capacity. Can also be given some weapons, but I would just keep this as cheap as possible for transporting men or supplies. We also have the a slightly cheaper version, Mi-8 MTV5 Zelensky, which can also be upgraded, but once again, just try to keep them cheap. 400 points, you have a 21-seater and 4000 carry capacity. That's pretty dang good. Last but not least, the air tab. So we have the IL-76 transporter. This one flies very high. It does have 125 seats, 48,000 carry capacity. But as I said, it flies very high, so it is going to be spotted very easily. MiG-35, this thing is beautiful. So on the outer pylons, we can put short range or medium range AA, or a combination of both with this one. Middle pylons, we have bombs, but we also have some AR, but these are the interesting ones. So CAPT 500s, either HE or cluster. We can have seed missiles, which are really good, these ones. Or we can have the KH-38M, which are laser guided air-to-ground missiles. These are ATGMs. But I would get the seed in this case. But yeah, then again, you do have the Su-57 as well. But what you can do, for example, is give it bombs and just have the seed plane, the Su-57 have the seed missiles. Or you can give this seed missiles and have 4 of them in total on one plane. Which, yeah, is absolutely nuts. And you have some air-to-air missiles as well. Su-30SM, this is definitely a fire support unit. On the outer pylons, you can put either short-range AA or combine it with ECM or have ECM alone. Middle pylons, lots and lots of different types of air-to-air missiles. Also ATGMs or cruise missiles even, which are cluster, I believe, right? Inner pylons, finally you can get the R-37. This is the long-range one of the Russian side, 9,000 meters range, which is great. But besides that, you can also get the CAPT 1500s, which are very big bombs. But look at the price of this unit already. And last but not least, on the fuselage, you can also get another CAPT 1500, which makes it 590 points for 3 big bombs though. Now the KH-59MK, I would not use it myself. Probably in this case, I would just get the cheapest missiles that I can find. That's 5k range, 3k fire and forget. I would probably go for this, make it a bit cheaper. But this would be my bomber that I would use if I would use precision bombs. But the real bomber of this deck is the Su-34. So outer pylons, you can put ECM or air-to-air missiles, or a combination of them both. Middle pylons, medium range AA, air-to-ground, so ATGMs. Incendiary bombs, cluster bombs, HE or thermobarics. Inner pylons, basically the same thing, including now smart bombs. And fuselage, same story. So you can have a lot of big bombs. What I want to use is more gravity bombs, so Fab 500s that are just, you know, you do a bombing run and you just carpet bomb the entire place. Also have an Su-35S. This thing is definitely the fighter, so you can give it a lot of ECM here. Inner pylon, or yeah, inner pylons, you can get R-37s. R-37s with R-73s or 77s. probably want to go for that. So you have long range and medium to long range. And on fuselage, you want to have some short range probably. So like, what's the 37? Yeah, 2K range. So you have very long range, medium range, short range. And then on the fuselage, you could put either more long range, but you already have 4. So maybe just put some medium range, you know, or fuel tank. Give some fuel tank there. But this is always a good idea as well. Or you can get a combination, just make it crazy. 4 R37s, 2 R73s, and 2 R77s. It's pretty dang good. So the Su-57, beautiful plane by the way, is your seat plane. So on the rear bay, you can put the anti-radiation ones, and on the forward bay, you can also put more anti-radiation. This is kind of what you want to do with this thing. It is very stealthy. Well, yeah, in comparison, it is stealthier, but it's just really good anti-air, like a seat. It's a good, really good seat plane. But you can give it R37s. Okay, so it kind of depends what you want to do with these. You can give it a lot of R37s. You can also give it R77s, make it more of a fighter instead. For 370 points, that's actually really cheap for a good fighter like this. It has good ECM as well. So you have 3 medium range, 2 long range, and 2 short range. Last but not least, Tu-160. This is the big ol' bomber. You can either give it a nuclear cruise missile, 12 high explosive cruise missiles, 12 cluster cruise missiles, 14 of the CAPT 1500s, 2 of the FAB 9000s, so the mother of all bombs, 14 FAB 1500s, or 44 thermobaric carpet bombs, which is awesome. But yeah, the VDV is definitely one of the OG ones. I think combination with maybe mechanized, it could be really fun. But if you just look at the vehicles, yeah, with mechanized, that is so many BMPs you can use. But VDV armored has always been an interesting one, or VDV like motorized can be quite good. I think I really liked VDV coastal because I have a lot of fire support in that case. But that is it for this one. Hopefully this is kind of fun for you guys to go through before the game is released. Let me know down in the comments if it is interesting, and I'll see you guys back very shortly with some like combination overviews. And with that said, see you guys back in the next one. Take care.